Alrighty, yo, what is up, Knights? Just Rick here, back with some more DFO Charge, this time on my Soulbender. Now, Soulbender, guys, marks the start of characters that you're going to see that are very similar with each other in terms of their gear, okay? I call them pretty much strong enough for solo tabers, and that's what we're going to be doing a little bit of in this video. Basically, what they have is a full Harlem set and a Sky Legacy weapon, and I think, you know, decent title, decent avatars. You guys can see I have maximum crit due to all my emblems and auras and everything I have. I even got him in a Lance pet and insignia and everything. In terms of everything, you know, enchantments, we're good there. So in terms of everything, this guy is definitely strong enough to join Taber's parties, you know, and we're going to be strong enough to do Tabor solo as well. But I want to start this video by doing a little bit of the Total Eclipse runs, because I do think this guy has a little bit of explaining to do in terms of how many times this guy has been changed and what kinds of things, how the playstyle is with this character now. Because I feel like every time I make a whether it be a charge video or blitz video, and even before that the rush series, every time I've made a video on this character, he has been just drastically different from the last time I made the video. And this guy, I think, is no exception from the last time I made a video on him, and is that he has, I feel like, gained a ton of speed and utility, and he's just a lot more fluid to play. He feels a lot less like the character that I initially think of with Soulbender, where he's the guy who used to set up all of these circles. You know, you set up these circles, and this provides either debuffs or buffs effects to your party, and, you know, mostly debuff effects to the enemy, and then your party can benefit off of them. He doesn't really focus on that anymore in terms of his synergy, and this is a synergy character. In terms of his synergy, it's really a lot more generic, just stand near an enemy and provide a debuff or buff to your party type effect. So it's not really, you know, he's not setting up these circles for anything more than just trying to do damage. And in fact, everything about this character now seems like he's screaming like he's gonna do damage, and quite frankly, he is top amongst the synergy characters. This guy feels so much like a damage character now that it's kind of broken, honestly. He has a lot of good things going for him, okay? He has, obviously, the AoE is what I wanted to showcase here, is that this guy has a ton of skills that just hit in a wide range. This skill right here may not look like it, but it does a huge explosion, does a linear line all the way across the map. His basic attack string is, you know, I think it's room wide. You know, it goes all the way across the room and hits enemies with a projectile that is very strong, as you guys will soon see here. The Kala is extremely strong. Isaiah right here, you can use to obviously nuke enemies in one shot. You have a little bit of grouping potential with the Tombstone Triangle. This guy excels at AoE, excels at damage, and again, I remind you guys, this guy's a synergy character. He has hold potential, you know, obviously, you know, DPS while skills are off cooldown. With the Kala, he has it all. So this is why this character is very potent in this kind of content. And you know, it's really weird to see a transformation like this occur on a character, which, trust me, I'm all for it. You know, Soulbender, it's nice that Soulbender is like this, but I just kind of wish, kind of like what I said about the Ghost Boy, is that, you know, I wish to see this kind of change exist on other type of synergy characters for this reason. I want to make the transition from synergy characters just being potions in dungeons and being more fluid to play, being able to provide a lot more in terms of the damage, being able to do much more sustained damage. I want to see that more often with characters, and Soulbender's the one that exemplifies this the most, I think, is that he's able to do everything. He's jack of all trades, and that's why a lot of people consider him one of the best synergies in the game. Even after, I think he's going to get nerfed in KDNF. Even after those nerfs, though, he's still going to be one of the top characters. So anyway, I wanted to show off the AoE and how effective it is. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the systems that he has when we go into Tabor solo, which I think now's about a good time to go into Tabor solo mode. Now, like I said, characters that are about this type of gear, the Harlem set with a Sky Legacy weapon, I think are good enough to do Tabors. If you don't think you're strong enough, I think a good time to finish Tabor solo mode is about 4 to 5 minutes. I think is probably the maximum you want to have when you do Tabor solo mode. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're going any longer than that, you might need to get a little bit more gear before you try doing Tabor solo mode. But anyway, guys, one thing I just used right here is something I haven't talked about. That's the Purified Ice Wall Fragment, and it provides me a little bit of a cooldown reduction. in this dungeon. Now it's an item that does work essentially for the entire dungeon. It has a duration of I think 8 minutes or something like that, or sorry, 3 minutes, which is going to be most of the dungeon anyway. So just kind of mentioning that you have the option to use that item, and it's gonna save you quite a bit of time if you do. You know, can we kill? Can we kill? Yes, of course we can kill because we're Soulbender. But yeah, it's going to save you a bit of time because you're going to have skills more readily off cooldown, which I do believe Soulbender excels at, having a good range of skills that have good cooldowns, okay? And on top of that, even if he bursts and use all of his skills at once, he still has Kala, which is exceptional, you know, sustain damage. That's what they're calling it nowadays. Sustain damage. He has excellent sustain damage. So even if he had no skills available, like I'm getting close to running out of skills right here, I still have Kala, which I can just spam until my other skills come off cooldown, which is kind of awesome. Now, one thing that I just did right there, which is kind of one of this guy's main gimmicks, Go Step. Ooh, nice. One of his main gimmicks is that he has the ability to cast some of his skills during the animations of other skills. So you can kind of see when I use this skill, I have access to most of my circle abilities. Actually, I can cast during the animations of other skills. So I don't have to sit there and actually cast a circle, which takes, if you actually cast a circle manually, like Raza, for instance, I had to stick my arm out and then cast a Raza. It's a lot slower in terms of deeps than just using the casting those skills during the animation of another skill, simultaneously casting. So just consider that, okay? You're losing deeps by essentially waiting to cast a skill manually. You can always cancel another, you always should be canceling the skill animation with another animation, you know, to increase your deeps, so you're not wasting time casting skills that you don't need to. Just get the skill automatically right away, and you're going to be able to get the damage off a lot faster because of it. So consider that with this character, and try to practice it, try to get good at doing that, because you have a lot of skills, you know, Tombstone Triangle, both of your Raza and Isaiah skills, your circles. Basically any of your circle skills can be done in this manner. You can kind of see, I'm going to try to use my entire burst rotation here, and I'm just going to, all those skills are off cooldown now. You can kind of see I just exploded and uses all of them at once, and you can kind of see how big of a burst type attack is. And you can kind of also see that my sustain damage, while those skills are off cooldown, I can just keep hitting with the collar to keep the damage going. So this guy is really strong. Burst, sustain, he has everything. Like I said, this guy's a really strong synergy character, one of the best in the game, and I'm kind of showing why that's the case, you know. Now, obviously my Soulbender's not all that geared, not nearly as geared as he definitely could be, but that kind of suite of skills is why he's so powerful, is why he can be able to dish out this much damage, is because that simultaneous casting thing is really broken. I really do wish more characters had it. Kala, doing the work for me. 3.5 minutes. Good run time right there. Like I said, I would shoot for around 4.5 minutes. If you're not getting that, maybe work on your rotation, maybe change your build to be more suited for Tabers. And, you know, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, probably the max I would do before I would start looking at your gear and skill build to see how strong your character is. Also consider using items like I just mentioned right here. The cooldown reduction from the Purified Ice Wall fragments is helping as well. So keep that in mind when you're trying to do solo content in these types of characters, because a lot of my characters have this gear, and I try to shoot for around that time as well with those characters. So anyway, so hopefully I was able to sing this guy's praises as to why he's so strong. The reason why I even have this character, part of me feels like I'm bandwagoning, like, oh, Soulbender, he's so strong, let me play him, let me gear one out because he's so effing strong. But really, the reason why I wanted to make this character is because he was a synergy type character in a time where my account does not actually have a lot of synergy characters. So I actually wanted to make this guy for his synergy effects, but as I kept playing him, I kind of felt like I was finding an excuse to play a synergy character for no reason, and I think that's a bad practice. You know, I was just looking at my account, oh, my Paladin and my Brawler are my only synergies, who else is a synergy character that I relatively like playing? Soulbender is among that list of characters. I just don't think it's smart to do that, because that's a quick way to get burned out on this game, is that you start doing things for reasons that are aside from actual the enjoyability of a character. So you know, there's no reason. If you like a character, you'll play him, and Soulbender is a character that I can see a lot of people liking for sure, but hopefully it's not just because he's a strong synergy character. Okay, so and that was the reason why I made one. So good burst damage right there, man. I'm even killing the penguin, which has been the bane of my existence as of late. That penguin fuck is fucking me up all the time. Here I'm kind of saving my cooldowns for my groggy state, and I have all these skills available, and when he goes into groggy, you know, I'm just going to be able to unleash everything at once. No issue here. Look at the damage, man. Oh, okay. Meant to use this. Even got a hold right there, really quick Phantasmal Slash. The good thing about that is you no longer have to run and get the Ghost Step active before you can use it. You can just use Phantasmal right away. I don't remember when they made that change, but trust me, it's something that's awesome. Quality of life type of thing, because getting a hold, having to run before you get a hold is obviously a waste of time, but a waste of deeps and a waste of just less fluid to use, obviously. And already we're in the next groggy phase, and I have all of the skills that I used for the first groggy phase already back up to use again. We're doing it again, baby. Look at this is what I'm saying about the cooldowns, man. Most other characters, like my Crusader, for instance, he would not have that his main, all of his skills available again, like it is for my Soulbender here. All of his skills were available. It's crazy. Remind me next time to try to hold Harbart here to potentially avoid this phase entirely. I can use safe hold from further away, and that can hopefully give me some time to get a few hits off. But of course, the Ghost Step is making a lot of this safe. Ooh, okay, I say that as I try to avoid getting smacked there. And I think this should be good right here. You can always see that I never cast my circles independently. I always try to, oh god, okay. I always try to cancel it. That's why I have this, what is this called? Moonlight Slash right here. You cast Moonlight Slash sometimes, just not for damage or anything, just to get an animation to be able to lay down the circles, because that is obviously a lot more quick than just casting it manually. So keep that in mind, guys. I think I ran once today already, so, or yeah, I already ran once today. So those are the runs on my Soulbender, guys. Hopefully I was able to show off how good he is and why a lot of people are playing him and why he has such a good kit of skills. He has good sustained damage, has some holding potential, has some grouping potential, has obviously the synergy buff effects, and then finally he has the ability to unleash his entire burst just because he can cast some of his skills during the animations of others, which is drastically increasing his deeps over other types of characters. Trust me, I play a lot of other synergy type characters and they have nothing that works kind of like that. Simultaneous casting is always going to be more beneficial than just casting skills and chaining them together, right? You casting two skills at once, two skills for the price of one, you're obviously going to be doing better than just chaining two skills together. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. There was a little bit of the Soulbender action, and I will catch you nights later.